Hey folks, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Chat with Jen and Porfiria. I'm your host, Jen.
And I'm your host, Porfiria.
Today we're going to have a super juicy episode. We are going to be talking about...
We are going to be talking about something that I think affects most marriage households, which is sex and pornography.
Juicy.
Real juicy, child.
Well, before we get into that, we wanted to do a quick recap on last week's episode. We talked about spring cleaning.
We did. We discussed how to clean your homes and as well as clean your marriage and clean out your friends.
That's right. So have you been inspired?
I have been. I've been cleaning my home and trying to just continue with the goals for my marriage going forward for the rest of the year. We're getting ready to head into April, so I'm trying to make sure that things are set up accordingly for my marriage and for my family.
Absolutely.
How about you?
Yeah, we actually decided to go and clean out our backyard.
Oh, I love it.
We went outside and did a little spring cleaning in the yard, prepping it for planting and sowing some seeds.
You have such a lovely backyard too. So
thank you. We're going to be doing some episodes back there. So
yes, I look
you guys will
forward
get to
to
see it.
I'm going to try and do my own backyard, but child, listen.
Also, I'm going to be doing some DIY backyard projects.
I love it.
I'm going to repurpose some of the garden chairs we have, and we're going to be building a bench. So I'll show you guys all of that.
Oh, I love that idea. Yeah, I have an old bench in my backyard that needs some DIY love, so I think I'm going to bite off of you with that one. Piggyback ride.
So yeah, I hope that our episode last week inspired you guys and you started up on your spring cleaning in all the different capacities that we talked about.
And if you haven't as yet, please head over to our Facebook page and our Twitter and leave some comments, leave some questions. Let us know what you're thinking or what you want to hear from us. And also, we'll be posting in the future our first meetup for you guys to come out and join us and have fun with us and have some cocktails. So look out for that.
Absolutely. All right, so you ready to get started with this juicy topic?
Here we go. So, Jen, today's topic that we discussed is going to be being married and where porn lies. So, marriage and porn. How does it work? Does it go hand in hand? Should you be watching it? Should you be indulging in it? The whole idea of pornography in your marriage. I guess I'll start. For me, pornography, it's tricky. It's really tricky because you want to be mindful of what it exactly is. I think it's such a big picture. It could really be poison to your marriage, in my opinion. The reason is because you're lusting after or you're visually watching someone else. And maybe you're getting excited by watching this person or watching someone else that you may want to visualize that person in your bedroom. I mean, that's essentially what porn is. Porn is people having intercourse, and there's different levels. I mean, there's soft porn, and then there's hard porn, and then there's just some stuff, child, that I have no words for. But you really have to figure out, is this appropriate for our marriage? Are we inviting someone in our home that's from the TV? I know last week I talked to you guys about that with cleaning your home. Is like certain things we watch on the television can come into our homes. Even you watch it on TV, camera, telephone, whatever you're watching it on, you're literally inviting that presence into your home. That's just my opinion. What's your opinion, Jen?
So the question is, what is normal versus addiction? Addiction is a problem.
So what's the level of addiction?
A level of addiction is one person in the marriage who is only watching porn and only gets aroused by porn and basically neglects their partner and only goes for porn.
Okay.
And then it could go to other levels where they go onto the internet, they find other people who are in porn or in that watching, because now you can watch live porn, right? Following those people,
How we know
lusting
that?
after those people. Lusting after those people and just forgetting about your spouse. And this goes for men or women, okay? So I think that is crossing the line of sexual addiction.
Okay.
What is a little more normal, I think porn and masturbation are normal. And I think it's totally fine to be present in the marriage. As long as it's not a secret.
And masturbation are okay in the marriage?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as it's not a secret. When it gets to the point where it becomes a secret, where someone is hiding that they're doing this, that's when it's a problem.
So when you mean it's not a secret, so if the person is doing it in the presence of their spouse, it's okay.
As long as the other person is okay, yeah.
So what if you're in your me time and your husband or your wife is not home?
That's totally fine too.
So it's kind of still having your own little secret lifestyle.
No, it's not. If you are aware that both parties like to get down occasionally when they're solo, that's totally fine. They can totally indulge in...
I think most couples do that, period, without their spouse knowing. I mean, the reality is just the reality.
And I think that is where the problem lies. Because they will eventually find out that the other person is doing this behind their back.
So you're supposed to report every time
No, you don't report every single time you're doing it. The fact that you know that, yeah, occasionally my spouse likes to go watch porn and masturbate is totally fine. That is just something that you know that happens occasionally. If it's happening multiple times a day, every single day, that's a problem. And if it's happening where it's to a level of addiction, that is a problem. But occasionally, if you want to go ahead and go solo dolo, that's all good, as long as you're not keeping it as long as it's not a secret.
I think it's overindulging, though.
If you're doing it all the time,
but
yeah.
What is the level of all the time?
Well,
a person could do it once a day privately. Your husband could be like, okay, privately every day before I go to work, I have to release myself. So
well, if their spouse is not no, I don't think so. If your spouse is not available, and sometimes people have higher sex drives, so sometimes they just might need to do that, and I think it's fine. I truly believe that porn is a problem if it's a secret thing. Just like I feel like porn addiction is similar to alcoholism, drug abuse, all of that stuff. When you are abusing it and you are doing it and you're kind of hiding it from people, you're ashamed of it, and all these other things that come with that, that's when it's a problem.
But I think there was a study many moons ago, and I can't tell you exactly where or what. They were talking about how porn is. And I think that's one of the things that kind of turned me off from porn many moons ago. And I was married too, and it was like Sex Addiction something on Discovery or one of those channels. My husband and I was watching it. And it was just talking about the mutilation that takes place in pornography. And how could you sit there and watch it? Because some of these people are doing like somewhat of a mutilation to their body. They're jerking, they're shaking, they're this, they're that. They're doing this hardcore stuff. So how can you kind of condone or watch someone, get to that, do these type of things?
Right. So absolutely, in that industry, there are really sad, horrible, bad stories for some of these people. A lot of times these people are on drugs when they're doing the pornos. A lot of the times, these people are really young when they're doing it.
Of course.
In the sex industry, young girls, young boys are taken from their homes and forced into doing this thing. There's so many different levels of it, I'm not talking about that extreme, because that I don't agree with. I don't agree with child pornography. I don't agree with bestiality. I don't agree with, all those other crazy ass levels. I'm just talking about, adults, normal porn. I'm not talking about these
there's no such
crazy
thing as normal porn.
There is a such thing, I think.
I think it's like there's levels. For me,
there's
the
definitely
level
levels.
that First of all, TV now, I think they just give you soft porn for free.
Yeah, soft porn. Yeah, definitely.
You don't have to rent it. You don't have to buy it. You can just be watching any kind of show, and they give you some soft porn. I know a porn episode, a perfect porn episode to me is the movie with Will Smith and I Am Legend when he was in the shower. Like, that's a pornography moment right there for me. Because man's body was just, I don't know, Will. But that is like soft porn right there. And even just sitting at home and watching television. First of all, women in TV now, they just show their breasts like nothing. It's like whatever. Even there's so many episodes or shows you can watch. And they'll show you the whole process without showing you the genitalia. So, that's like watching porn. So you're watching that, everybody's watching that, and that's just happening.
That's
NC-17.
In the living room. Yeah, that's when you're seeing.
It's just happening in the living room, and just right on TV.
But it depends on the context of it, right? We all have sex, we all do things with our bodies or whatever. So sometimes in movies are trying to portray. Movies are fantasy. Porn is fantasy. Okay,
Porn is fantasy.
It's all fantasy. It's all what we think people want, but for me, when it comes to porn, I think just in a healthy situation, it's a great stimulation, it's a great activity, it brings a little spice into the room, it brings a little imagination, especially if couples are together for a long time and they're looking for something different to try. They turn to porn for that kind of support.
It's just such a touchy issue for me because I don't know how I feel about porn. There's so many instances. I remember watching a marriage show on one of those channels, and on the marriage show, her husband was watching a lot of porn, and she caught him watching a lot of porn. And it turned into a big trust issue in the marriage
because he wasn't honest with her about it.
But what level is honest? Like saying and reporting that, okay, hun,
you don't
I'm
have
watching porn right now.
No, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying.
But I'm trying to find where you're saying the balance.
What I'm saying is understanding. Okay, first of all, it's a conversation that you have with your spouse. I like to masturbate. This is what I do sometimes. How do you feel about it? All right, cool, me too. I do it sometimes, without you. Sometimes I'll do it with you. Okay, so now we have an understanding that we masturbate and we watch porn. That's it.
But okay, you have the understanding, but what is the cutoff, or what is the amount, or how do you not feel? So you had this conversation in the beginning, and then what happens now is that you guys know you have these moments. So you're at home and you decide you want to please yourself at that moment. What if the next day you want to please yourself? What if the next day you want to please yourself at this time? How do you know that this is, it's not, you're not addicted? No, it's just something you like to do. You already had this conversation. But when is enough too much? Or when is it become a trust issue that you're saying, okay, I'm going to please myself, but I don't have to tell my husband or I don't have to tell my wife that, 8 o'clock every Monday, I please myself.
It becomes a problem when it is something that you're only doing. If you are not actually engaging in intimacy with your partner and you only get that from porn and masturbation, that is when it's a problem. If you start to do it where you are literally hiding from your spouse, like if you feel like you're home by yourself and your spouse comes home and you hear them and you're trying to put everything back and make it look like you're actually working or whatever, that's when it's a problem because you're hiding from them. You're not being honest with them about what you're doing.
So if your spouse busts through the door and you're
well, that's just being startled.
Would you what if he didn't bust through the door? He's opening the door. Do you continue on while he's coming in, or do you say, you know what, let me put this away because my spouse is coming through the door?
No. So if your spouse is coming through the door, you keep it going and you invite him to finish it off. That's what you do.
Jenny.
Okay? Jenny, if you were at the point where you're like, oh my God, I have to put everything, you're getting all frazzled, that's when then you need to think about why you're doing that.
Jenny.
Because when you're with your spouse, that is when you're supposed to be the most vulnerable, the most honest, and the most open. So if you get caught doing something by your spouse and you are nervous or scared or, frazzled about it, then there might be a problem there.
Guys, we want to know what you think.
The question of the day is, does porn ruin marriages?
I think it can ruin marriages.
It can ruin marriages. Like I said, there is the addiction level, then there's what is normal.
You know that guy used to be addicted to porn. I don't know. We got to find out the update to his marriage.
We're good.
Come on, the gospel singer. Come on, he was real popular in the 90s, show. Come on. Guys, you know who I'm talking about. He was real popular in the 90s. Oh, my goodness.
You know what I'll do? We'll go ahead and put up a photo right now.
That's who it is. It was Kirk Franklin. I think he was on an Oprah show some time ago, and he was talking about his porn addiction, and he had confessed to his wife. And I even distinctly remember he had threw it out, and then he went in the trash bin to get the porn out. Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. He had threw it out and went in the trash bin to get his porn out.
I don't really remember this story.
Mm-hmm. It was an Oprah.
I know who Kirk Franklin is, and I know who Oprah is, but I don't remember this story because whatever, he doesn't stand out to me. But but what was the extent of the porn? Because I know a lot of Christians, Christian fundamentalists, they talk about porn being bad. But what do you mean that porn is bad? Just watching porn, period, once a month, once a year, that's bad? Or do you mean porn as an addiction? Okay,
so me being a Christian, like I'm very big on my religion and who I am. Porn is, the whole idea of watching pornography is a negative thing in your marriage because it's lusting after someone else. That's essentially what I've learned. It's seeing somebody visually and getting aroused by this person is not necessarily wanting to be with this person, but you're getting aroused, you're getting excited by this person, and that image or that idea of this person starts to turn into some type of conflict with you and your spouse in your head, because for you to get off or for you to get excited, you're watching this person or this putting yourself in this act. Now, honestly, it's kind of like a gray area, because maybe you have a mental mind that you don't have to lust after this person, but the actual act of lovemaking is exciting you. Mm-hmm. So it's like that's a natural thing. Like some people will see, I don't think you're going to be labeled a voyeur if you see two people just kissing and then you say, okay, I want to kiss my husband. That doesn't make you a voyeur. I wouldn't title you as a voyeur. But there's a level with certain people taking it, I think, to the extreme or really making it a part of the marriage. Like, I need to watch a porn to have sex with my wife.
That's a problem.
That's a problem. And I think that's a bad problem. I think a lot of Christians feel as though I don't even want to open that door, so we're not going to watch any marriage. Because, watch any porn. Mm-hmm. Because I don't want that Pandora box even open in my house.
Which is fine.
But realistically and ideally, it would be wrong. I think it would be wrong for anybody to say they've never watched or never saw something that excited them, but it's again, I guess it's a piggyback. I love that word, piggybacking off
That's the
what
word of
you
the day.
said. But it's like, where is the line that's drawn? So repeating what I just said, most Christians decide we're not opening that box, so there's no place in our home for pornography, period. I'm not going to worry about you doing it to the side. I'm not. Now, again, here's another thing that may open up. The next thing will open up is a trust issue too, because being human, are you secretly watching this stuff? Now problems start. So some people are saying, go ahead and watch this. It's fine. We have an understanding. But then some people are saying, no, close the door. I don't want this happening in my house. But yet the spouses are secretly having a fun time.
And that's what the problem is. That's what I said.
So I guess for each and every couple, it's a issue that you have to address.
Yes.
On a personal basis. And see what works best for you and your family, because no two couples are equally alike. But for me, it has no place in my home. We already had our conversation, and we decided this is just something that, you know, we're going to just leave over here. And it's not like it's going to be, you know, people have conversation. It could be an ongoing conversation because you really want to always keep the lines of communication open. And I'm a firm believer in, you know, putting everything on the table and being as raw as possible. And I mentioned that last season. You have to be able to be completely naked, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, everything in your marriage. You have to be able to hear and listen to what they have to say because it's a safe zone. You can't attack your husband if he says, listen, I was watching a little something, something. You can't be like bear claw, because it's, you know, they won't be able to come to you and speak to you again about it. So again, for me, pornography in the home doesn't work, but that's a conversation me and my husband have, and we go off of what works best for us in our
Absolutely.
marriage.
You should, and that's basically what I'm saying. You need to go based on what works in your household. The moment that you sneak behind your partner, whether it's with porn or anything, that's when you are playing games with the trust, and that's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah, trust is, I think it's, first of all, you got to have trust in marriage. And when you guys start rocking that trust boat, and it could just be something as little as that, and it could just create such a monster at home. If you say, okay, I don't do that, and then your spouse catches you doing something you just said, you have to be able to just put it out on the table so you guys don't rock that trust bed.
Absolutely.
So
again, guys, question of the day: do you think that porn ruins marriages? And don't just say yes or no.
We want to know your opinion. Yes.
Tell us what you think, and we could definitely revisit this and bring it up on a live Google Hangout as well.
Yes.
So great topic today.
Great topic.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning in to another episode of Chat with Jen and Porfiria.
And please head over to our Facebook and our Twitter. Again, leave your comments and leave some questions for us so we can get back to you on that.
That's right. Till next time, guys.
Bye. Thanks for watching.